Welcome to the Finishline Series 13.1, Mile 3. I am Coach Kim, your Kingdom Financial Coach, and today we are on Mile 3 and we're going to be talking about mapping it out. Just a quick review. Last week we were talking about Mile 2, and in Mile 2 we were talking about visions that we have to set clear financial goals for your destination that's ahead of you. Today we are going to map it out. We're going to map out what it looks like to have a win. And remember, we're doing this 1 mile at a time. You need to think about your destination. Again, your finish line. What does that look like for you? Let's take it and let's break it down a little bit. Perhaps you have a goal, and your goal might be $10,000 that you want to knock out a particular credit card that is maxed out. Now you have to think, how am I going to get there? As I am mapping it out, what am I going to do? How am I going to break it down? So, therefore, you have to create it, create that map, whether you have it on a spreadsheet or you write it on pen and paper. You have to write that map down to see, what do I do to get there. And along with that journey, you have to consider road bumps. Yes, you have to consider road bumps. Let me give you an example of one of my road bumps. I was in training, and I was training for a half a marathon, and I was doing this route that's familiar to me. I do it all the time. I was running up, I was running back, and all of a sudden I had a fall. Yes, I had a fall, and I scraped up my knee a little bit, and someone had to give me a ride back home. It was just a little messy. That was my road, a block or bump at that moment. However, I still had to get up and keep on going. So as you are going forward, I want you to try to avoid those. And what do I mean by that? I mean that maybe perhaps you need to have a small emergency fund on the side. I know you're trying to knock that $10,000 credit card debt out. I understand that. However, a lot of times when we don't plan and prepare, emergencies happen, and guess what we pull out? That's all I'm going to say. I want you to think about that while you are going on your roadmap. Have a little something on the side as an emergency fund. I want you just to think about, while you're moving forward, how can you empower yourself? Because you are mapping out your journey, but you still want to be mindful of some things that can happen. Are you empowering yourself? Are you equipping yourself while you are going towards that finish line? In this example, that $10,000 credit card. Are you learning along the process? Are you educating yourself? Are you reading a book? Are you listening to YouTube videos just like this one? What are you doing so you don't fall back into the trap? Because it is a trap, okay? You need to also review your money, okay? You have easy access to review what is in your checking account, all right? Because sometimes people just use their card debit and they just swipe it. They don't even pay attention. Swipe here, swipe there, swipe a little bit everywhere, and they're not really paying attention. We want you to move forward and not move backwards. And when you're thinking about this roadmap, sometimes financial situations can change. As you know, economic shifts, you can have life changes, and this is real life. Your spouse might lose a job, and now you're on one income until you're trying to get it together. So these are real life things that it potentially can happen. We want to happen? Of course not. And lastly, for today, you need to surround yourself with support. real support, someone that's going to cheer you along. And even if you trip up, that they're going to say, get back up and keep going while you are on this journey. And while you're on this journey, I want you to have small celebrations, okay? You like, well, how am I going to do that when I'm trying to pay off this $10,000 credit card? You can do it. It doesn't have to be something big. It could be something for $5. Today I'm going to treat myself to a cookie, a cupcake, because some of them are up there now. Whatever that might look like, let it be small. It might just say, I'm going to celebrate. It might not even be a food product. Maybe it's a craft. You like the craft and you really haven't did that what you want to do, but you find a little project that you can work on that could just give you a breather as you are on this journey, as you are making your way to your finish line, 1 mile at a time. I am so looking forward to see you next week. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and that in this Finish Line Series 13.1, we are creating wealth 1 mile at a time.